Happy Sunday, everybody. Today's July the 2nd. I just wanted to remind you before I talk about the incredible natural magic of children, something I've gotten to experience personally. I want to let you know we're halfway through the year. Officially today, July the 2nd, marks the point where we cross over into the second half of what is left in the year 2023. What have you done so far? Think about it. Before I became a grandfather, I had the pleasure of having a son. And although we only had the one child, the thing that was so wonderful about the experience was that it wasn't just a product of love. He was magical. He was just as perfect as he could be because he had not picked up any kind of habits or behaviors or things which would work against or be contrary to what was perfectly normal for him to do. And sometimes the most precious moments that my wife and I experienced with Donald was as a child watching him do what children do, being completely and totally spontaneous, natural, matter of fact, and very, very communicative in his own very special way. But it was in those quiet moments as we would watch him sleep that I would see his breathing. And I would realize, thinking about the training that I had had as a singer and then as a broadcaster, and then, of course, coming into the professional speaking world, the value of the diaphragm. If you watch a child breathe, particularly an infant or a toddler sleeping, notice how the stomach rises. That's the magic of proper breathing, and we get into bad habits, and sometimes we have to change those habits through very, very intentional changes because we pick up bad habits. The rediscovery, the re-experiencing of those is even more profoundly magical when you become a grandparent like I have. I remember back in 2020, on January 27th, Donna Melrose Morrow, my first grandchild ever, was born. You have to remember that in 2020, I would turn 70. So I was getting a very late start in being a grandparent. And I remember that I got the opportunity, particularly when COVID hit, to be able to spend a lot of time babysitting that little girl at my children's apartment in Tampa. And some of my most enjoyable moments, I didn't even mind changing her diaper, by the way, but some of the most important and special moments were watching her as she lay there sleeping and watching that stomach rise and watching how she was so at peace and she could fall asleep anywhere she wanted to. Then along comes here 1 year ago, this coming August 15th, Elizabeth Marie, better known as Isa. And Isa, my second granddaughter, provides me with the same amazing things, and yet she is so different from Donna Mel. And Donna Mel, as a child, still has that childlike precociousness and adventure. And I might point out to you that children are incredibly courageous and fearless, sometimes to their potential hazard. But you have to ask yourself this question: why can't we be more natural? Not in a disruptive sense, but in a spontaneous sense of just letting life be experienced and being true to who we are as we experience it. Oh, for us to be able to capture that childlike curiosity, inquisitiveness, that desire to seek out, to understand, to engage, to get to know, to experience, and to learn. Perhaps maybe as we look here at the last 6 months of 2023, realizing if you are like me, and if you're being completely honest, tomorrow is not guaranteed, but we could still strive and seek and endeavor to be better and therefore to thrive better, why can't we recapture some of that childlike spontaneity that comes from a sense of curiosity, discovery, and just being true to ourselves? I'm not asking you to be selfish. I'm asking you to experience the joy of discovery, to come back to the place where life becomes an adventure. An adventure is something that you can experience at any stage of your life. And it might just take your mind off of all the negative things that are happening. I'd sure like to think that would be the case. I know as I have changed my mindset and begun to practice better, healthier, best practices for living through better mindset, my life has become richer and more enjoyable, more spontaneous, more exciting, more adventurous, and full of discovery. Today is not over. And although the next minute may not be promised, resolve now to do something special and to experience something new. And return to that childlike naturalness that is such a miracle to observe and to experience. This is John Morrow, sharing with you my wisdom words for Sunday. Be blessed. And by the way, have a happy 4th of July, will you?